He just drinks a lot.
Okay, are you rolling?
I'm rolling.
Quiet on set. And action.
Shit. No matter what happens, I'm glad that it was you that took the photo. Oh my God! How's my line start?
You look at the window and then you turn to me and you go, no matter what happens.
Yeah, that's all I need.
No shit. Yeah, shit.
Someone say action.
Okay, camera.
Rolling.
All right, action.
No matter what happens, I'm glad it was you that took the photo. Fuck, that was the wrong pause. No matter what happens, I'm glad that it was you that took the photo.
Cut.
No matter what happens, I'm glad it was you that took the photo.
Okay. I got an idea. I didn't put as much paint on this one. Here, look. Alright, so. Well. What you can do is, there's these 4 lights that you can work with. I turn that big red one off. So try to, like, think, start to turn that light on and you know, dim with that small one.
The dimmer.
No, I mean they're plugged into dimmers.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
They're plugged into the dimmers.
That's funny.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So you can like turn them up.
Hey, all right. What is that knob on the back?
Oh, that's a spot versus floodlight.
Just this. So that with the lens, you get dark, lighter, lighter, light. And then we're pretty sure usually that's what it came down to. But yeah. Well, you were talking about how who were you talking about? Not Miles Davis, but the other guy who Robbie Coltrane.
Oh
No, Coltrane. John Coltrane.
John Coltrane.
Oh, John Coltrane, when he went up and then,
When
John,
he made that really good album, and then
really
he just went off the rails and did some crazy.
you know, he made one of the most,
non-music.
yeah. Well, you know, his stuff with Miles Davis was beautiful, and it was more organized. And also, it was another thing I was saying was how the jazz is just really scarily organized. I mean, you would think that it has a huge amount of freedom, and it does. It has like an infinite amount of freedom, but the problem is it's very highly organized form of music, very, very structured. And either you get it like instinctually in a way that nobody can explain, you just understand the medium of jazz in those formats and you can play right along, or you have to learn the structure, which is very intense and very long and hard, and so some of these guys learn the structure so well that they eventually wanted to escape from it, and I get that. But John Coltrane started this stuff that he started calling free jazz, and he'd literally take the equivalent of like 5 or 6 jazz, size of 5 or 6 good jazz groups that usually you'd have all these instruments playing together, So you'd have like 3 drummers and 7 bass players or something crazy. This is what he did. He created this this room of sound. He wanted it to sound like just a big, huge pile of sound, and it did, and it sounded like a huge pile of sound. I mean, there were certain expressions, like it's like, oh, that sounded kind of like a goose there, but like other than that, it was all pretty much just nonsensical sounds. It would basically rise and fall. It's almost the equivalent of what we were doing with the other night, where we took colored paintings and expecting them to casting colored shadows, but instead you're using that art to only cast black and white shadows. He's using a colorful art to cast a very black and white shadow in terms of music. Like he's got this whole this whole very, very colorful art form and of jazz with all these possibilities, and instead he's casting this really shallow, only like 2D instead of infinitely dimensional music, where it's just like we can get louder and we can get quieter. We can get louder and then we can get quieter, and then we can get louder and then we get quiet. And that is the whole movement of the music.
All right, guys. I grabbed that. You out of space? How much space is left on? No, the point of the Tarantino film is that either the dialogue is extremely important to the plot. Usually the characters' lives themselves. Usually the dialogue involves the possibility of just plain being killed if you're not speaking correctly at the time and moment, or the dialogue itself. The dialogue is completely useless.
You have another SD card too.
Half of it's full, but yeah, I got one.
Yeah, for
The guy just built it out of plywood, right? Yeah. But also there is the little connection, right, with the holly tree, and the druids, right?
Yeah.
And Merlin had his wand.
Okay.
And that's
Holly.
little magical things.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
all part of it, right? And then when you have a musical conductor, right? What is
Yeah.
his wand made? Holly tree.
Dude, that's so dirty.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, brother. When I might come back.
Doing art takes a lot out of you. Yeah, we're basically looking at the aftershock.
You have the will, Bryant and Stratton College will help you find a way. Call now. Find out how they can
Procedures, but there's just something about the United States that makes me feel constricted and unsafe and economically, and there's something economically and politically unstable about this country right now that bothers me. And I'm gonna have to, I figure that, it might be for the best, maybe my future and my plans and my life are really in a radically different geographic position.
Art is usually best accomplished in a society that's either completely open or very, very restricted.
You're gonna need more shoulders, less boobs. Or like you're at school, like that shirt's not long enough.
Yeah, it goes above your fingertips.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Oh wow. How did you? I almost got some on my shoe earlier. Let me see that. This is good. Here, let me. No, don't. Here.
Well, this is gonna be fun seeing as I don't know what anything in here looks like. It looks tie-dye.
What is a squirt gun? Isn't it that what that is? Oh, what? No, don't stop. You're assaulting me with air.
Just use your bike. Go.
Bye-bye. An enormous shield.
I wish you stayed by the camera so I knew where the fuck I was putting this. It's all good. How can I walk me to where I should frame it up?
Come in.
Don't touch the camera.
Come in.
Come in.
Yeah, that's good.